Hello, rising sophomores. Welcome to the student registration presentation for next year. We ask you to watch this presentation in its entirety so that you get the information you need for this process. It is a new process because we are online. We need to do things a little bit differently, so there's some key things for you to keep in mind. And if you just follow this presentation and the included instructions on the registration homepage, it is just going to work out just fine. All right, so when you do get to your registration homepage, you are going to see, and that's in BCPS1, you are going to see some courses that are already pre-selected for you. So these are pre-registration requests. It's going to probably be your English, social studies, math, science, and world language course that will already be listed in there. And these courses are derived from your current academic placement and or your current teacher's recommendation. So you are not able to change those courses from where you sit at home, but that doesn't mean they can't be changed. So if there's something in one of those courses that you disagree with, will require you to contact your school counselor and then take the discussion from there to see if that is something that can be changed. So don't think that you can't change those courses. It's just that you're not able to do that, and it's going to require you contacting your school counselor about what your options might be. Now, in the past, we used a form where you could see all the classes that were available to you as a rising sophomore, and you would check that the course selections off there and turn that in. And the difference this year is going to be that you're just going to do that electronically. So we still want to provide you with this form, and a link to it is going to be back at the registration home page. So we want you to use this form. These are the classes that are available to you as a sophomore. Don't go to the senior list or the junior list. These are the classes available to you as a sophomore, and make your selections from there. Now, everyone should be registered for a total of 8 credits that are your primary selections, right? So we have an A day, B day schedule. You have 4 classes one day, 4 classes the next day. So we need 8 credits worth of courses to fill that schedule. So we also ask you to choose one alternate credit in case we need some flexibility in our scheduling. So again, the magic number is we need 8 primary credits and then 1 alternate credit in the process. Now, the BCPS course registration guide, we will provide a link to that for you as well back on the registration homepage. Please keep in mind that Delaney High School does not offer all the classes that are in this registration guide. So the way we like you to use the guide is as a reference. So always go to your course registration sheet for your grade level to see what courses are actually available to you here at Delaney High School. Then if you see something there and you have a question, oh, I wonder what you do in that class, then you can refer to the course registration guide. Look up that class and you'll get a description of what happens in that class, and that can help you to make that decision. So think of it as a dictionary. If you come across a word you don't know what the meaning is, you go to a dictionary, you look it up. Same thing with the course registration guide. If you come across a course that you're not exactly sure what happens in there, then go to the course registration guide. Now, things to consider. So, if you're thinking about what courses to sign up for next year, in addition to the ones you're already pre-registered for, do you already have your art credit? So that's a graduation requirement. You might want to consider that. Do you have your technology credit already done? If you don't, you might want to consider getting that done so that you have more space available to you when you're a junior and a senior. The other thing to think about is, are you taking a course that is working towards your completer program? So if you're doing the college completer, be sure that you have that second world language course in there. If you're doing HVAC, you be sure you have the HVAC 3 and 4. If you're doing business, etc., if you're doing career research and development, the school to career, make sure you have that course in there. Then, if you have other space left over, are you continuing with some of the programs that you take because of your interests? So, for example, is it art, music, theater, dance, project lead the way, computer science, business, maybe one of the English programs like journalism or creative writing, etc. And then finally, if you still have some space, is there something you're interested in learning about? You just, it's not a part of a completer program, but you just were wondering what that might be like. You can certainly still sign up for a course because of interest. Another thing to think about is the proper amount of rigor in your schedule. So what does your course selection look like? Is it packed with GT and AP courses? For one student, that might be perfectly fine. For another student, that could flip the apple cart, as they say. It could be problematic in terms of keeping your grades up and managing your time, right? So that is not always about ability. Sometimes it's just about that some people are have much more extracurricular things going on. So sometimes athletes or musicians, etc., have a lot of other demands on their time, and they're not able to manage the same level of academic demands. So you want to always be thinking about your life as a whole, not just what happens in the specific classroom. So if you're not sure what the answer is to those questions, you can certainly talk it over with your folks, teachers, and your counselors to help you come to a better understanding. Some of you may be looking to raise your rigor a little bit, so you might be interested in maybe stepping up into an honors or a GT course or even an AP course. So that is certainly a possibility as well. And again, if you're not sure if that's the right thing for you, please talk it over with your folks and your teachers and your counselors to help you make a better decision with that. So what's going to happen with registration? We're going to send you back to the home page, and there's some other things for you to look at. So you'll be able to pull up the actual instructions on what it is you need to do to register through BCPS1. So have that tab pulled up. You'll be able to pull up your registration form for grade 10 with the classes that's available to you. So have that in the tab. And then, of course, in BCPS1, have that in a tab where you're actually going to do the input. So then you're able to reference these things back and forth to help you get to that point where you're registered for those 8 classes and that one alternate. You can certainly always email your counselor if you have questions, and you will meet with your counselor in the future to review everything. So you're not alone in this process, but hopefully these instructions are going to get you at least to the first step of being registered, and then we can certainly fine-tune things in the future.